Hey guys, welcome to my channel BitGlenn. My name's Glenn and I like to share with you what I learn in the world of cryptocurrency as I go through it. So the other day I done some staking with my HEX tokens, and I did say that give it a couple of days and I would unstake one of those stakes to see what I would receive in penalties and how much I would actually lose, or if I gain any interest at all. So let's find out and get on with the video. Hey guys, so welcome to the video. Don't forget to smash that like button if you're liking this content at the moment, and also click the subscribe button if you're new to this channel. So today I am going to emergency end they call it, one of my stakes. I made a small stake for 10 days. That was a couple of days ago. So I thought today I'll end it because then we can have a look and say, okay, this is how much Glenn has lost from doing that. Now, if you are watching this video and you think, well, I want to know the exact amount that I'm going to lose, you can head over to do a bit of digging. You can go over to hex.win page. You can click on tech specs and go down to advanced analysis of how HEX works. I have read through this. I've got about halfway through it, and there's a lot of maths and there is a lot of programming language that is mentioned or referred to within this document, and I'm in the staking section here. So it gives you examples. Look, if you stake 10,000 HEX, but then after day 2 or whatever you may lose this amount or that amount, this equates to BBP plus capped hearts times stake return times. That's all well and good if you understand that sort of language. I don't, that's too complicated and I would never sit there and work that out. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go and do my own maths by, let's have a look at my stakes that I have running so far. So you can see here I've got 3 stakes that we created the other day. One for 50,000 HEX, ends on day 245, so that's only about 90 days, that's 3 months. The other one I actually created was the longest one. This one is for the end of the buying in period, so the top where you actually earn the most money in this HEX experiment. So I started this day 155 and I'm ending it day 355, so exactly 200 days. You can see here I'm 1% roughly rounded up into that stake. I put in 200,000 HEX. But it's saying here, because I qualify for the big payday, I'll actually more than double what I get based on estimates of the big payday. I believe it depends on how many of you out there claim your free HEX that you have for just holding Bitcoin in your wallet. So if you have ever owned any Bitcoin, which I'm assuming most of you have, if you held any Bitcoin on December the 3rd, remember that date, or you can do what I just did. I just thought I'll give it a go. I went on my Exodus wallet and I copy and pasted the send and receive address, went to Bitcoin claim, you type it in here and it will say you have no Bitcoin. Let's just do that now quickly just so you guys know. Okay, so this is my Coinbase account. You can see here if I want to receive Bitcoin, I can copy and paste this address and go over to the HEX platform, and I'm going to click on Bitcoin claim and I'm going to paste. So you can see here it says no UTXO was found for this address. Now I know that I didn't have any Bitcoin in December at all anywhere, so I know that I cannot. But if you want to, click the link down below, because when you claim your free Bitcoin using my link down below, say you're entitled, say you held one whole Bitcoin for argument's sake, you get 10,000 HEX for every 1 Bitcoin. So let's just say you had 1 Bitcoin, you receive 10,000 HEX. If you follow my link, you will actually receive 10% more, so you'll get 11,000. I believe that's how it's worked based on the advanced way it workings out of HEX. I also receive a kickback for that, but it doesn't cost you anything, so it's definitely worth doing. If you just go and search yourself, you will not receive the extra 10%, so you actually are hindering yourself by not clicking my link. So that's up to you. I don't care if you do or don't use it, but it's definitely something there. It's free money. You don't have to send your Bitcoin. You are just checking the Bitcoin address that you had Bitcoin at the time of the snapshot. Some of you have done this, and this is my referral link. So you can see here that people have used my link, and this is the reward that I get. So, you know, what I would receive. So, you know, if you obviously use my link at some point, it'll come up on here, and obviously I've tried to be as transparent and honest as I can. But anyway, we're looking at staking today, but let's just say that you claim your free Bitcoin. Towards the end of this Hex experiment, day 353, all the people that don't claim their Hex is going to be offered as a reward, because those 10,000 Hex don't just get burned or disappear. They're going to be paid out evenly to the people that have staked over that length of term. So because I'm staking past the big payday, currently based on the amount of people that haven't claimed their Hex, I would receive this amount. So this amount can go down. Obviously, I suppose it could go up if I keep putting more money into it, but this is, I believe, an estimate. I don't think this is an exact science. It says here, reduces as others start new stakes, increases as people end their stakes. Included in that award as well is people that end their stakes early. So let's just say I'm going to end this stake here. This is the one that I'm going to be doing the video about. 10,000 Hex, and I've done it over 10 days, I believe. Yeah, so I've done it on day 155. I'm going to end this, and I'm going to incur fees. Now, I assume that's going to actually take some of my Hex away. So that Hex, again, doesn't just get burned or doesn't just get evaporated. That Hex goes into this pool here. So every time someone ends their stake, if you have a stake open, they are paying you. So that's really interesting. I quite like that concept. It really sort of emphasizes the point of, oh yeah, you know, I said I was going to stake, so I better stick it through to the end. So let's end this stake here. 10,000 Hex. It says confirm end stake. Are you sure you want to emergency end stake? Now I have here 10,007 Hex. So let's remember that. Okay, so this is my amount here. Obviously I had 10,007. And because I ended my stake like really early, I didn't even hit halfway through. I was only about 2/3 days into a 10-day stake. I've actually lost, let's do this, 9786. I've actually lost 221 Hex tokens. So I gained 0 interest. Well, I earned obviously up to 7. That's why there was 10,007. All in total, I've had that interest taken away, plus obviously 214 Hex from my capital. So I actually lost 214 Hex doing that experiment, but at least we know now. What is that? That is 214 out of 10,000 is 10% would be 1,000, so 1% would be 100, so it's about 2%. So I lost 2% ending that stake early. So I don't know exactly if that's the exact percentage. I don't think it is. I think it's done by how many lengths of days times the percentage deducted by how many days you actually done. So that's something to bear in mind. If you have a huge amount of money staked in Hex and you've staked it for a long time, like if I was to end this one, for me, obviously that's 200,000 Hex. If I was to end that and lose 2%, you're talking about 2,000 Hex, plus the interest I would have incurred. So there you go, how this will all play out. People talk about price, and I was talking in my live stream, and if you didn't watch it, I appreciate not many people like to go back and watch live streams. They prefer watching these sort of shorter, quick clip videos. We talked about exit strategies. Having an exit strategy before you invest into any asset is vital. It is key for you to not get wrecked at a later date. If you're just buying something and just think, oh yeah, I'm just going to hold on to it forever, that may pay off as long as the asset always goes up in value. You have to have very strong belief. So like a lot of people obviously have that with Bitcoin. But even so, you should have some sort of exit strategy. You should say to yourself, I'm going to buy Bitcoin, and if it hits 100,000, I'll sell, and then obviously if it dips below that price, then I'll buy back in at some point. I'm not talking about day trading, I'm talking about your exit strategy. How long do you want to be in this game for? And that's not just Bitcoin. If you was to buy a house as a business venture, not as a place to live, you would say, right, I'm going to buy this house and I plan to sell it at this age or this time frame or for this price. If you have that very clear at the beginning, it makes the whole process a lot easier. So let's say with Hex, it's currently just over half a cent. If you're thinking, I'm going to hold on to Hex just to see what happens, you're either going to become very, very rich, or you're going to hold a bag full of coin that is worth zero. So let's just say that at the beginning we say, I think Hex can be worth 1 cent per token. So it's going to double from where it is. If you invest into Hex and it hits that figure, take some profits out of it. Just take some profits, even if you want to carry on with the project, take some profits, because that way you can't lose. If it goes up, you're winning. If it goes to zero, you got all your money back out. So, that's my advice. So where can we set a reasonable target for Hex? Now, Hex is currently around, based on Coin Paprika, anywhere between this market cap here all the way up to this one here, so between 20th and 27th. Now, they're worth 1 cent, if they're worth half a cent, if it was to get into, say, the top 10, which I believe personally Hex is already better than Tezos, it's already better than EOS. I understand the utility of Binance Coin, so I think that deserves to be in the top 10. It's the most popular cryptocurrency exchange in the world, so I believe it to be on par with sort of Binance Coin, if you like. I don't think it has it'll take a very long time for it to get sort of the user base and the trust levels that Litecoin have achieved, but I definitely think it's better than Bitcoin SV, better than Bitcoin Cash, better than Tether, better than XRP. There are my opinions. Please comment down below. I'd love to hear. I'm sure there's people watching this who are part of the Ripple army and they're like, no, XRP's going to $5. Even the owner tries to dump all their tokens every quarter or whatever it is. So anyway, so let's just say that we think that the total market cap based on that website hex.live is 909 million. It was 800 and something yesterday. So let's say it is 900 million, so it is around in the sort of top 20. If we say that it was to go to 1 cent, that would give it a doubling of the total market cap. So it'd be a sort of 1.8 billion. So you're talking about here in the 11th place. I honestly believe that is a very realistic target. 1 cent per coin, especially the way that the graph has been going. I can see that happening very easily. That is not financial advice. I'm not recommending that you should quickly go out and buy loads of Hex and try and double your money. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying that it's very achievable. It's achievable for Hex to get to 1 cent per coin. At the moment it's at half a cent. If we have a little look at the graph, I'll show you what I mean. Let's get rid of that one. You can see the price has gone up and sort of consolidated a little bit for a couple of days or so, and then it's shot up again, and then it's consolidated and it's shot back up again. So we will have dip days, and I'm sure there'll be a time where this drops 30-40%. I'm putting that out there right now, so there'll be a good chance for some people to buy back in. But I can see it going, consolidating a bit more and going up very easily. I don't do any technical analysis normally. That's just my personal opinion. So okay, so now we've got a rough idea of where we think that it could achieve. Now, it could achieve 2 cent, 3 cent, 4 cent. But when it gets to this sort of mark here, when it gets to a market cap of 1.8 billion, which sounds crazy to say, that's when I'll be looking at saying, okay, I'm going to take out some profit here. It may be half the amount of coins that I have, it may be a quarter, but I will be taking out a sum of money from there and leaving the rest in there. If the rest continues to go up in price and hits the 2 cent, then I've doubled that money as well. So then I'm gaining all the way up. If there's a dip, I have money sitting on the side to buy more back in if I choose to. But at least I have then options. If you just buy and hold, you're either going to hold until it goes up dramatically in value, or you're going to be at zero. So that is my top tip. And I know a lot of YouTubers have been saying that for a long time, and I've never really listened to them because I've always thought, you know what, I'm just going to buy Bitcoin and it's going to go to £1 million. Obviously it hasn't happened for 2.5, 3 years, and I don't think it's going to happen for next 2.5, 3 years. So it's taught me to take profits when they're there, for sure. So then we're heading into, after that, you're heading into sort of 2.5, 3s, you know, 4, 6, 9, 23. I don't think it's going to achieve these sort of heights, but you're talking about, I mean, you're talking for it to get to X where XRP is, which I don't know why XRP is valued at that much. Oh. I believe it can get there, but I mean, that's $10 billion you're looking at. I can't see Hex getting to that, but who knows if XRP can do it. XRP currently, as it stands, as far as I'm aware, offers nothing. It gives users nothing. You don't have any ownership over the company that resides it. The coin is very centralized. Even the owners dump it. I just don't understand why it's still there. I just don't get it. I honestly, it irritates me that it's there. Tether, I don't know why that's there either. I understand why Tether's there actually. Tether's one of the first sort of stable coins, very innovative idea at the time. But if Tether goes, for some reason, court case, whatever, the price of Bitcoin will absolutely tank. Bitcoin Cash, Bitcoin SV, get rid of those. It's confusing for people that want to invest in Bitcoin. I actually went to a lady who offers these milkshakes, and I was buying them, and she asked me about cryptocurrency because she knew that I did a YouTube channel. She said, Glenn, what do you think about these cryptocurrencies? And I said, yeah, I know a little bit about it. Just tried to play it off. And she was like, yeah, I'm thinking about buying, because apparently Bitcoin Cash is better than Bitcoin, so I'm going to buy that because that's going to go up even more. And I was thinking, why? Why? And I'm not sitting here saying Hex is better than Bitcoin. No way. I still believe in Bitcoin. And I can't see how Hex is any better than Ethereum because it relies on Ethereum to run. So if you have no Ethereum, you have no Hex. So I can't see it touching these two. But I can see it being in the top 10. This is the point I'm trying to get to. I can see Hex going into the top 10 cryptocurrencies, even if it was to just overtake EOS. Ideally, I'd like to see Litecoin higher up, XRP lower, Bitcoin Cash, Bitcoin SV. I think actually Binance has more use case scenario than Bitcoin SV. I mean, the guy who created Bitcoin SV is known to be a liar, a scammer. Why? Why is it there? I get a lot of stick actually since I've been doing these videos. Oh, I'm just rambling now. Sorry guys. Since I've been doing these videos, I've had a lot of people comment, send me messages. You know, Hex is a scam. Why are you doing this? Hex is a scam. You know, like, you're going to lose all your money. I'm just letting you know now and all that. And I'm like, okay, yeah, cool. But people probably own some Bitcoin Cash. They probably own some Bitcoin SV. Who is buying this stuff? XRP. Why? I just don't get it. Why? Someone comment down below why. If these coins are there, why can't Hex be? Hex, my stance on this, I talked about this a lot on my live stream. If you didn't watch my live stream, I went more in depth into my beliefs and what I think. And I'm not trying to shield, and I'm not trying to really push Hex down anyone's throat. I'm really not. But this is what I have seen so far. This is what I've seen. I would be as far as to go that Hex, bar Bitcoin and Ethereum, has been the most transparent coin I've ever seen. The level of detail of transactions that you can view, trades, stakes, you can see when everyone's stakes end. So if I want to view your stakes, I can view how much you've staked, how long you've staked it for, if you emergency stake, how much fees you paid for that stake. I can view that. It's the most transparent thing I have seen. It is offering rewards today, not tomorrow, not once the ICO finishes, not once it hits a certain target. It's offering the rewards today. You can just stake Hex today and end it tomorrow. Like, you could set it for 1 day and you will earn a Hex or whatever. So it's doing what it says on the tin today. So that's two things. Thirdly, the biggest thing that people are clinging on to is that Richard Hart is going to earn money out of this project. I hope he does. I hope he becomes a billionaire out of it. Why? Not because I'm a Richard Hart ass-kissing shill. Because if you look at all the CEOs of any company, who's the one that is incentivized to uphold respect, profitability? It doesn't get hacked, there's no scams, the marketing is on point. Who is more likely to be incentivized to make sure those things happen? Someone that earns loads and loads of money out of it, or someone that has nothing to do with the project anymore? You tell me. I don't know. Everyone knows Bill Gates earns money from Microsoft, but we still buy Microsoft computers, we still buy Microsoft Office and Word and earphones and Xboxes. We know that someone at the top level is earning probably 80% of whatever it is you're buying profit. You know, how much does it cost to print a code for Microsoft Office? Nothing, and you have to pay £100 for it. My point is, anyway, that I hope that Richard Hart does earn loads of money out of it. What I hope he doesn't do is just absolutely tank the project. He completely sells all his Hex tokens and dumps them all on everyone, and then obviously just runs off to a Caribbean island. He could do that, but I can't see that happening because he's made the money in Ethereum. If anything, he'll tank Ethereum before he tanks Hex. He has got, supposedly in his access, this much Ethereum. I don't know if you can see it on my screen, but ever since he has been receiving this amount of Ethereum, you're talking thousands, not just thousands, hundreds of thousands of Ethereum. So there you have it. I have lost 2% on emergency ending my stake. It was a very overly simple process. What I would like to see, if anyone in the Hex community watches any of my content, which I doubt they do because I'm too small a YouTuber for them, but I would like to see, when you click end stake, it actually says, you know, if you end stake now, you will lose this amount of Hex, you will end up with this. I couldn't see what I was going to end up with, so I've lost 214 Hex without knowing it until obviously I did my own research and did the maths. I appreciate that Richard Hart will probably say, yeah, but Glenn, it's all in the advanced listings, you should have read that yourself. That's fine, but I would like to see if they could somehow patch this so that when you click end stake, it says, you do know you will only end up with this amount, and it's going to take away your capital, or something. Just so I can look at it and go, oh no, do you know what? I might leave it staked, or yeah, okay, I'll take that hit, and I'd rather have access to my money now. That's my views on this. I've been a bit positive, a bit negative. So take from it what you will. Thank you to everyone who's been liking and viewing these videos. Don't forget to click subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video from myself. Bye guys.